Trustee Khan.
Here.
Trustee Minks.
Here.
Trustee Sheba is absent with notice. Trustee Phil.
Here.
Trustee Travis.
Here.
Trustee Whitco.
Here.
Thank you. I need an approval of our minutes from our regular meeting of November 14th, 2023.
I'll make the motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of November 14th, 2023.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Mink, seconded by trustee Thill. Any discussion, questions, clarifications? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Some fun special report tonight. Our presentation of our 2023 Fire Prevention Poster Contest winners. This will be done by Rick Dabrowski, our Fire Prevention Coordinator. Rick?
So once again, as the mayor said, this is our 2023 version of the Fire Prevention Poster Contest. In October is when we usually do a lot of our work with teaching young children. This year we did, I think we did 53 classes of kindergarten kids, all kindergarten kids, and those include, of those 54, there's 4 sessions for each kindergarten class. But we didn't stop there. One of the benefits that I really find about this poster contest is that all the kids who were kindergartners, who are up through, kindergarten through 8th grade now, get a chance to look at fire prevention, fire prevention themes, and actually get to think and create with it. So it's a great way of getting the kids back involved with looking at this stuff. This year we had 250 participants, and I believe that's a record, and that's based on the fact that the principals now are using technology, and they do most of them do a weekly newsletter home to the parents, so we were able to get this stuff directly there, and with the cooperation that we have. Just wanted to recognize one principal, Mr. Kim is here from Jerusalem Lutheran. Are there any other principals here tonight that I met? Mrs. Ahmed, hi, welcome. All right, so just one other fact that we have here. We've been doing this I kind of lost track of how many years we've been doing it, but we've done it for a long time now. And this is in conjunction with our Firefighters Association. So all of our firefighters are involved with doing everything from, they pay for the awards, for the plaques, as well as do the judging. So it's kind of a really nice thing. The students, so what we do is at the end of October, beginning of October or so, we get the information out to the schools with a whole list of fire safety topics that the kids can do their posters on. At the end of the month, we draw them, or they bring them all in, we set them all up on a table, and one of the shifts, they go through there and do the judging. The following criteria is what the posters are actually judged on. So we ask that the fire safety message is correct, so that the message is clear, and then the quality of the artwork, which to us is, it's kind of one of the more, it's the least of the priorities on there. We just love to have the kids that can think, just think about these messages. So without any further ado there, I just would like to welcome everybody too. I'm sorry, all the parents and families and friends. Appreciate that. So we can start then with our kindergarten winner, and we have the opportunity here, thanks to Boyle. There we go. To get the pictures up on the screen. So our first winner is for kindergarten is Adil Abdul Jabbar from MCC Academy. Are you here? Come on down. Come on down, get your plaque.
Mayor, I'd like to say I apologize for the crews not being here. Right now, they are all out on calls.
We can appreciate that.
We turn around for a second?
Mom, get in the picture. Mom, get in the picture.
Yeah, you can get the picture, too.
Thank you. Very good, yes. Good job. And our first grade winner from MCC Academy is Adam I'm terrible with names. I apologize right from the start. Can I have a little help? Hasuna? Hasuna. All right, Adam Hasuna from MCC Academy. Come on down. All right, and our second grade winner is Hania Saria from Hines Elementary, second grade. All right, and our third grade winner from MCC Academy is Ikra Puthawala. All right, come on down.
Very nice.
All right, all right, our fourth grade winner is Elena Shadhari from Edison Elementary.
Very nice.
Right. All right, and our fifth grade winner from Jerusalem Lutheran is Trinity Vo. All right, and our sixth grade winner, also from Jerusalem Lutheran, is Sophie Freites. Freites? Did I do good? All right, and our seventh grade winner from Jerusalem Lutheran is Esther here? Okay, good.
Chief.
So seventh grade, oh, sorry. No, it's this one. All right, yes, and our seventh grade winner from Jerusalem Lutheran. This one was also chosen by our association as the overall winner of all the posters. So we felt that this was the best as far as the clearest message and that goes. So Esther Yoon from Jerusalem Lutheran.
That's pretty good.
All right, and our final winner of the night is from Jerusalem Lutheran, and it's Felix Liu. Yeah, if we could get a group shot, can all the winners come down real fast for a quick shot? And with that being said, that concludes the awards, and I just want to thank the trustees for giving us a little bit of time of their precious evening here.
Great job as always.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks,
You're
Chief.
welcome. Thank you.
Aren't you going to hide?
Just a little bit, we'll get right underneath the seal of the village. Touch more. Touch more. Touch more. Down, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
taller than I am. I'm going right here by this group of girls, right here. I look nice, woman. I'm standing right, okay? Good, Ralph?
Looks good.
Congratulations.
Well done. I think here. I take those little pills. First time that happened, I tell you, I got out of bed, fell on the floor. They won't run this house. They really get drunk. Because that's what it's like. It's a hangover. Oh. Rita said she.
We're just going to give you a few minutes if you want to get out of here. Now's a great time, great opportunity. Not you, Chris. You're sitting right there, Kittner. You ain't moving, brother. Steve, you're not leaving either.
See, that's what it's all about, families. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hmm?
Now I saw it on TV. That's what I caught all the people here. I didn't catch the board meeting at all. Because this guy's too fast.
What's that?
I was wanting to watch the board meeting. But every time I turned it on, it was over.
When? Oh,
Yes, it was. Wasn't as long as the planning and zoning bill.
up next on the agenda, we have our public hearings for the 2023 property tax levy for the Village of Morton Grove. I will turn that over to Ralph Sherwinski.
Thank you very much, Mayor. As the mayor indicated, this portion of the meeting is the tax levy for 2023 property tax. Certainly, probably more necessary than the poster contest, but not as exciting or as much fun. But the formal reading of this, the hearing, would be the amount necessary to be levied for the 2023 property tax is $11,642,534 for village operational expenses, $661,213 for village debt service, and $3,728,019 for the Morton Grove Library. This will result in a levy of $12,303,747 for the village and $3,728,019 for the Morton Grove Library, for a total levy of $16,031,766. By law, the village must levy an additional $800,800 for village debt service payments authorized by general obligation notes and bonds for a total levy before abatements of $16,832,566. However, the village board intends to adopt a resolution, and it's on this agenda, for the immediate abatement of $800,800 for the levy, resulting in a net levy as intended by the corporate authorities of $16,031,766. The effective result is a 9% increase in the village's portion of the tax levy and a 3.5% increase in the library's portion of the tax levy, resulting in an overall increase of 7.6% from the final extended tax levy from the previous year. A public hearing on the levy is needed, thus the hearing is at this time. Public notice of the hearing was published in the Chicago Tribune local newspaper on November 16th, 2023, and that concludes the start and presentation of the hearing. I don't know if there's any questions, but I think the numbers speak for themselves, and that would end my presentation, Mayor.
Right, and you did a nice presentation at our last meeting as well. Is there any questions for Ralph or staff on this budget? All right, hearing none, I do need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Motion made by trustee Minks, seconded by trustee Whitko to close our public hearing. Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Khan,
Aye.
trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Thill,
Aye.
trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Closing the public hearing passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. On any other business, Ralph? We're not there.
Not at this point.
Got it. Residents' comments, this is on agenda items only, agenda items only. Hearing none. President's report, first and foremost, I'm going to go down to the podium for the most important part of this. So, Steve, if you want to meet me down there, that would be fantastic. This.
Get his wife down there.
You sure, Barb? I mean, it's your moment because you made the sacrifice. Believe me, I get it. So very excited about this proclamation. Sad at the same time, but it's in due order that this eventually was going to have to happen. So we appreciate it, Steve. Really, we do. So whereas Mr. Stephen L. Blondes, longtime community resident supporter, has recently announced his retirement from active village service. And whereas Mr. Blondes has provided dedicated service to the Village of Morton Grove from 1979 to present, serving on a variety of village organizations, boards, and commissions, most notably as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Plan Commission. And whereas Mr. Blondes served as chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Plan Commission from 1997 to 2004, and then again from 2016 to the present. And whereas Mr. Blondes also served the village as a trustee from 2004 to 2005. Whereas during his impressive tenure and service to the village, Steve has unselfishly shared his expertise as a designer and architect and had positive influence on almost every major project and development in the village for over 4 decades, including the updating and modernization of the village's zoning codes and development ordinances. The redevelopment of Waukegan Road Corridor, the Morton Grove Muslim Community Center, the transformation of the outdated Waukegan and Dempster Shopping Center to what we now have as Sawmill Station, our retail and residential center. And whereas Mr. Blondes also served as chairperson of the village's 2023 Strategic Plan Advisory Committee, and whereas Mr. Blondes, through his attention to detail, outstanding leadership skills, and wise counsel, has made an invaluable contribution to the fabric of our community, for which we are all very grateful. Now, therefore, I, Daniel P. DeMaria, Mayor of the Village of Morton Grove, Illinois, do hereby proclaim November 28th, 2023, as Steve L. Blondes Day in this great village, in honor of Steve's selfless and generous donation of his time, professional talents, and leadership in making the Village of Morton Grove a more attractive and safer community in which to live, work, and raise families. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the great village of Morton Grove, Daniel P. DeMaria, Village President. This is the proclamation for you to take home. They're good. That autograph doesn't really do a lot, Steve. But I did write some stuff. And Steve, we've thought that on top of the proclamation, we could give you something you could put in your office or wherever Barbara so deems it fit. So we're going to give you a gavel for one last time. And it obviously says, Stephen Blondes, Village of Morton Grove, Zoning Board of Appeals and Plan Commission. Thank you for 39 years of dedicated service to the community for obviously 2023. So we want you to have this as well.
This is good. I was going to take the one up on the podium after my meeting, but I didn't have the nerve to do that. Thanks for the kind words. You know, I came from Chicago, moved to Morton Grove in '68, and I was curious as to how a smaller village operated compared to Chicago, so I came to the meetings, and I really thought it was interesting. I went to a few, and I said, this is something I'd like to get involved in. Fortunately, space opened on the zoning board, and I got appointed, which was nice, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I probably enjoyed it more than my day job. It was great to work with everybody in the village, the trustees, the former mayors, the current mayor, all of you guys here. It's been a good experience, and I'm really glad that I could be a part of developing Morton Grove, and I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity.
Get Ma up there, get Ma up there. Come on, Ma. Get Ma up there. Come on, Barb. Come on.
Come on, Barb.
Come on, Barb. We want Barb. We want Barb.
We'll get the guy shot right now.
Good. I'll take 2 8x10s.
Well, they'll be for sale in the hallway.
Next to the posters.
You squeeze in.
Good shot.
Zoom in a little bit. Very nice.
Good,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Barbara, thank you as well. I do want to mention that our new chairman is here as well. Chris Kittner's been kind enough to step up for our village to start serving. So 39 years from now, somebody else will give you an award, and I hope you are here for that. So make sure. Other than the proclamation, I do just have a few quick things to mention tonight. Santa Claus is coming to town again this year. I've talked to him. Everything's lined up. Reindeers are going to have a little exercise before the big night on December 24th. That will be Saturday, December 2nd. Please mark your calendars. Santa will appear, the parade will go down Greenwood, start at Greenwood and Waukegan at 11. We'll end at Main Street and Austin Avenue between right around 1:30. Santa will reappear at Prairie View Community Center, which is 6834 Dempster, to greet families and to provide gifts to children receiving specially marked candy from the parade. And that gift redemption will be from 1 to 4. If you need details or the map, that is at www.mortongrovil.org/Santa. Both our police and our fire departments are doing their annual drives. The police's is the Toys for Tots. This is affiliated with the Marine Toys for Tots drive, which is underway. New unwrapped toys can be donated at the following toy donation box locations: Village Hall and the Police Department right here at 6101 Capulina, Station 4 at 6250 Lincoln. Our friends at the Park District are also going to help us out at 6834 Dempster, and our friends at the library as well at 6140 Lincoln. These will go until December 11th, so I know Christmas seems far away, but December 11th, again, is when the Police Department annual Toys for Tot drive will stop. And then, of course, our firefighters are collecting monetary donations to purchase gift cards, toys, and holiday meals for families in need. That goes until December 15th. Checks can be made payable to Firefighters Association of Morton Grove, and donations can be sent to or dropped off, again, at Station 4 at 6250 Lincoln Avenue. Just make sure if you write a check or if you're dropping something off, put attention food drive. Any questions, you can always contact our great fire department at 847-470-5226. Other than that, I have no other business. Clerk's report.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Staff report, Village Administrator.
Yes, a few items. First, as a report and a reminder, Village Hall and Public Works will be closed for the upcoming holidays, Monday, December 25th for Christmas, and Monday, January 1st for New Year's. The other thing I wanted to remind, and staff would like to remind residents and those listening about the pesky recycling of Christmas lights. We're all putting them up, we're trying to get them decorated, and a quarter of them are probably not working. And then the question becomes, what do we do with them? How do you dispose of them appropriately? Please do not put them in your regular recycling. Bring them to Village Hall because they are tanglers. They will tangle all of the recycling sorting equipment. But please bring them to Village Hall. We have a collection in the lobby of Village Hall. We'll take care of them for you. They will be recycled by SWANK, the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County. But don't leave any of that greenery with them. Don't leave the wreaths with them. We just want the lights and the cords, and it's the right thing to do to make sure that those are disposed of properly and recycled. But thank you very much. That's the end of my notices. I do have an ordinance to bring before the board. This is a first read this evening. This is ordinance 23-25, exempting the Village of Morton Grove from the requirements of the Illinois Paid Leave for All Workers Act. This will be introduced this evening and then will be subject to a second read on December 12th at the next village board meeting. The purpose is to exercise the village's home rule authority to exempt the village from the provisions of the Illinois Paid Leave for All Workers Act for its own employees. The ordinance is available for reading and will be back for its second reading on December 12th. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Ralph. Corporation Counsel.
Well, I typically say no report, but tonight I want to join in with everyone and thank Steve Blons for his service. Steve, I started with you back in 1997, and you taught me a lot then. And I was lucky enough to not just have you as a mentor, but as a friend. So thanks for your service and thanks for your friendship.
Thank you. Anything else, Corporate Counsel? You know if Terry says something, Steve, it's important, so. Reports by trustees. Trustee Khan.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have few reports here to present. The first one is the second read of Ordinance 23-21, which is an ordinance adopting the budgets for all corporate purposes of the Village of Morton Grove and the Morton Grove Library, Cook County, Illinois, for the calendar year effective January 1st, 2024, and ending December 31st, 2024. This was introduced on November 14, 2023. This budget was presented at the village workshops held on October 16th and October 18, 2023, and a public hearing on the budget was held on November 14th of this year. Public notice of the hearing was published in Chicago Tribune local newspaper on November 2nd, and the budget has been available for inspection at the Office of Village Administrator, Public Library, and posted on the village's website since at least November 3, 2023. Just in a summary, the 2024 expenses are presented as under the general fund subtotal is $37,921,684. Under the general operating operations, the subtotal is $20,435,121. Under the TIF, which is the economic development total, is $15,162,339. And the last one is a village and library total. That totals to $88,356,976. So I hereby make a motion to move the ordinance 2321 as presented tonight, Your Honor.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Khan, second by Trustee Minks. Any discussions, questions, or clarifications? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Ordinance 23-21 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to present the Resolution 23-48, which is tax abatement resolution for 2023 tax levy relating to ordinance number 15-02. The purpose of this resolution authorizes the abatement of taxes levied for 2023, which are collected in 2024 in the amount of $800,800. Pursuant to the 2024 budget, the village has chosen to pay for a certain bond debt service payment from sources other than the property taxes. In order for the county clerk not to levy said debt service payments, it is necessary to pass this resolution and to file a certified copy of same with the county clerk of Cook County, Illinois. After all the abatements, the net levy for this bond series will be $0. I hereby make a motion to approve the resolution 23-48 as presented tonight.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Khan, seconded by trustee Whitko. Any discussion, questions, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Resolution 23-48 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I have next the second read for ordinance 23-22 that was introduced on November 14, 2023. This ordinance levying and assessing taxes for the village of Morton Grove, Cook County, Illinois for 2023 to be collected in the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024 and ending December 31st, 2024. Pursuant to, some background on this is pursuant to ordinance 23-21, the amount necessary to be levied for 2023 property taxes is $11,642,534. This will result in a levy of $12,303,747 for village and $3,728,019 for the library, for a total levy of $16,031,766. I hereby make a motion to adopt the ordinance 23-22 as presented tonight.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Khan, seconded by trustee Whitko to approve ordinance 23-22. Any questions, discussion, or clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Thill.
Aye.
Ordinance 23-22 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The next is the first read for ordinance 23-26. This is authorizing the transfer of funds from the Lehigh Avenue, Ferris Avenue Tax Increment Financing District to the Lincoln-Lehigh Tax Increment Financing District within the village of Morton Grove, Cook County, Illinois. The Tax Increment Allocation Redevelopment Act 65, Illinois CS 511-74 allows the village to transfer funds from one TIF district to a contiguous TIF district. This ordinance will authorize the transfer of $2,788,000 from the Lehigh Ferris TIF to Lincoln Lehigh TIF. The funds will be used to further redevelopment projects within the TIF that receives the transferred funds. This is the first read, so I believe you're not going to take a vote on this. I'm going to move on to this next ordinance, the first read of the next ordinance 23-27. Amending Title I, Chapter 11, and Title VII, Chapter 1, Section 9 of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove to update the village fee schedule and establish a process to permit encroachments in the public right-of-way. A little background on this is on June 22nd, 2020, pursuant to Ordinance 20-12, the Village Board amended Title I of the Village Code to add a new Chapter 11 entitled Fees. The intent of Ordinance 20-12 was to provide a comprehensive fee schedule for various licenses, permits, and services authorized by the code set forth in one location of the village code, so fees can be easily referenced by the public and annually reviewed by the village staff as part of the annual budget process. At the direction of the village president, village board of trustees, and the village staff has reviewed Title I, Chapter 11 of the village code to ensure such fees are consistent with fees assessed by the state statutes, other municipalities for similar services, and reflect the cost for the village to administer services related to said fees. This ordinance increases the village's water sewer rates by 3%, the solid waste collection fee by 5% and numerous other fees as set forth in the ordinance. This ordinance also amends Title 7, Chapter 1, Section 9 to authorize the encroachment in the public right-of-way pursuant to a written agreement with the village and the payment of a permit fee. The next is the first read, again, for ordinance 23-28, amending Title 1, Chapter 4 of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. Monetary penalties assessed against minors 18 years and under are often paid by the offender's parents or guardians and do not always deter the offender from committing future violations. This ordinance will give the court or the adjudication hearing officer to option to require additional or alternative actions, including community service, participation in treatment for mental health, substance use, and other appropriate activities. The intent of these alternate remedies is to avert further code violations and connect minors and their families and persons that may have mental health or substance abuse related issues to support systems and resources they may not otherwise receive. This ordinance will amend Title 1, Chapter 4, Section 1 to give the court or adjudication hearing officer the option to require additional or alternative actions to fines, including community service, participation in treatment for mental health, substance abuse, and other appropriate activities for minors and non-minors in appropriate circumstances. And I have one more ordinance, the first read. This is amending Title 1, Chapter 10J, Local Motor Fuel Tax, Title 1, Chapter 10K, Prepared Food and Beverage Tax, and Title 1, Chapter 10P, Local Packaged Liquor Tax of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. And I'm going to very briefly present the background on this. The village currently imposes a local motor fuel tax of 4 cents per gallon of gas, a municipal prepared food and beverage tax of 1% of the purchase price of prepared food and alcoholic liquor, and a local packaged liquor tax of 1% of the purchase price of the packaged liquor within the village. Increasing the local fuel tax rate by an additional 1% per gallon will generate an additional $100,000 in revenue. Increasing the prepared food and beverage tax rate by additional 1%, except for purchases through catering facilities, will generate an additional $600,000 in revenue, and increasing the packaged liquor tax rate by an additional 1% will generate an additional $30,000 in revenue. This ordinance will increase these local taxes effective January 1st, 2024. And the last ordinance that I have in front of me, it's the first read of Ordinance 23-30, that amending the Title 10 entitled Building and Construction Regulations, Chapter 10 entitled Sign Regulations of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove. As the Village of Morton Grove seeks to reduce visual clutter along its commercial and industrial corridors, staff is recommending certain modifications to Chapter 10-10 to improve the village's control of certain signage types and simplify regulations to enhance enforcement efforts. At the request of the staff, the Appearance Commission reviewed their proposed amendment at a regularly scheduled meeting on November 7, 2023, and voted unanimously to recommend approval of the amendment as presented by them. If approved by the Village Board of Trustees, village staff will notify the commercial and industrial property owners of the modified sign regulations by mail and provide direct guidance as needed. That concludes the formal report that I had to present, and I just have one thing to add before I conclude. I do want to thank Steve Blons. He was my mentor when I started in the Planning and Zoning Commission. I had the honor of working under him as my chair for almost 6 or 7 years. So I want to thank you for your service, Steve, and thank you, Barb, for allowing him to do what he did for us. Thank you so much. And that finishes and concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Khan. Trustee Minks?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no formal report, but I also wanted to thank Steve and Barbara. I've known you both for a long time. I've appreciated your insight on all the planning and zoning cases that I've attended and watched with you, and all the things that go into the reports that we receive. And I hope you have a wonderful retirement. Thank you.
Nothing else, Trustee Minks? Thank you. Trustee Sheba was absent with notice, as mentioned by the clerk. Trustee Thill.
I have Resolution 2349. It's authorizing the execution of a service contract with the Municipal GIS Partners Incorporated for the Geographic Information System Services. I move we accept Resolution 2349.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, second by Trustee Minks to approve Resolution 23-49 as presented. Any questions, discussion, clarification? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Resolution 23-49 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Can I have a minute?
Sure.
Steve, I've watched you herd cats for years. You've done a wonderful job. You've been a good mentor to all those that are going to follow you. And I have to say, you always were a gentleman to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Thill. Trustee Travis?
Yes, Your Honor. I have Resolution 23-50, authorizing a contract with DNA Labs International, Deerfield Beach, Florida, for DNA analysis of evidence. The Morton Grove Police Department is investigating the 1979 murders of Susan Ovington and Yvonne Bender, and has recovered certain evidence items during the investigation that need specialized DNA analysis to help identify potential suspects. The police chief has recommended the village engage DNA Labs International of Deerfield Beach, Florida, to perform this analysis. DNA Labs International is a well-regarded laboratory specializing in advanced methods of DNA extraction and analysis for evidence that has high probability of having significantly degraded DNA, which standard laboratories are not set up to process. DNA Labs International uses specialized processing methods to collect the DNA from its items having potential evidentiary value, and can identify DNA from fingernail clippings, clothing, hair, and other areas. Because of this specialized analysis, the village administrator has determined that DNA Labs is a sole source vendor, thereby obviating the need for the village to undergo the competitive bidding process of Section 1-9A-4A of the Village Code. The cost for this work is estimated to be $54,960. Seasons of Justice, a non-for-profit organization that provides funding to help solve cold cases, has awarded the village a grant of $18,430 for DNA analysis in the Ovington Bender murder investigation, reducing the village's cost to complete the DNA analysis to $36,530. I move that we accept Resolution 2350 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Travis, seconded by Trustee Whitko to approve Resolution 23-50. Any discussions, questions, clarification? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Resolution 23-50 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. I do want to say one thing, Trustee Travis, before you move on. This case comes up pretty much annually. And once again, don't believe what the media says. I can assure you, since the day this happened, right through this second, at 7:43 tonight, our police department has not let this go. So I want to defend our police chief, all of the men and women who have served before this, the current team that we have at the police department. They've never given up on this. They've tried and tried and tried. So this is not a knee-jerk reaction. This is just part of the process where we're at in the current status of this investigation. But I do want to say thank you, Chief. Again, if the media would like to talk to me, I'm happy to do it and put them in their place and prove that they're wrong. But Chief, great job. And it's important to the family. We know that. We're empathetic to it. We can't even imagine the tragic day-to-day that it still probably brings these people. We're trying to get this resolved as fast as possible. Unfortunately, it is what it is, as you can see. So, Chief, great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I have Resolution 23-51, authorizing a contract with SAE Customs, Inc. for the changeover of equipment for new patrol vehicles. Replacement vehicles have been purchased to replace 3 police department squad cars which have surpassed their useful life due to age and high mileage. In order to place these new vehicles in service, the department must undergo a changeover process to remove specialized equipment from the older vehicles and install it into the new ones. The police department solicited quotes and received proposals from companies specializing in changeovers for police department vehicles. Chief Simo has determined that the quote provided by SAE Customs, Inc. of Volo, Illinois, in the amount of $39,597.46, although not the lowest price proposal, best met the department's needs, as SAE Customs, Inc. could perform the changeovers within the next 2 months, whereas the lowest bidder had a wait list of approximately 1 year. SAE Customs, Inc. has over 15 years of service and good reputation for providing high-quality changeovers for various emergency vehicles in a timely manner. The Chief of Police has determined that the quote provided by SAE Customs, Inc. of Volo, Illinois, in the amount of $39,597.46 best met the department's needs, although the code requirements of Section 1-9A-4A-4 competitive bidding requirements for contracts over $25,000 were not met. The village administrator recommends the board waive these requirements due to the solicitation of quotes performed by the police department, the department's extensive analysis of the qualified vendor services, and the recommendation of the police chief that SAE Customs, Inc. best meets the department's needs at this time. Since this is an exception to the competitive bidding process, a vote of at least 3/5 of the corporate authorities, which is 5 votes including the mayor, is required to waive the competitive purchasing requirement of 1-9A-4B-5. So I move that we accept Resolution 23-51 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Travis, seconded by trustee Phil. Any discussion, questions, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Mayor DeMaria?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Resolution 23-51 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
And I just like to say thank you, Steve. I echo what everyone else says. It's been a pleasure watching you and what goes on at planning and zoning, and best of luck to you in your retirement.
Thank you, trustee Travis. Trustee Whitko?
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I have ordinance 23-23. It's a second read. The details were shared at our last meeting. It's approving a text amendment to modify and establish regulations relating to accessory uses and structures, off-street parking, massage establishments, truck-related uses, truck parking, automotive and truck repair uses, and design standards in Morton Grove, Illinois. I move that we approve ordinance 23-23 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Whitko, seconded by trustee Travis. Any discussion, questions, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Ordinance 23-23 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This next ordinance was also presented last meeting in detail. It's ordinance 23-24, approving special use permits with associated waivers for a 36-unit mixed-use development and a preliminary and final plat of subdivision for property commonly known as 8500 to 8550 Lehigh Avenue and a .531-acre portion of Chestnut Street, right-of-way approved for vacation in Morton Grove, Illinois. I move that we approve ordinance 23-24.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Whitko, seconded by trustee Travis to approve ordinance 23-24. Any questions, discussions, clarifications?
Question.
Yes, John Till?
Did we ever get an answer to my question about naming that street?
That street will be, we've talked about this early in the process, and the Moose wanted to maintain, which we're in favor of, maintaining their same address. So
Good.
that will be considered Chestnut.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Ordinance 23-24 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I have the first read of ordinance 23-31, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of an economic incentive and tax increment allocation financing development agreement by and between the Village of Morton Grove, Illinois, MHDC SLF LLC, and Metropolitan Housing Development Corporation in regard to certain real property located in the Lincoln-Lehigh redevelopment area and the expenditure of funds from the Lincoln-Lehigh tax increment financing District Fund. The village owns property in the Lincoln Lehigh TIF District, commonly known as 8500 and 8550 Lehigh Avenue. MHDC, SLF LLC or owner, and Metropolitan Housing Development Corporation developer propose to develop 8500 and 8550 Lehigh Avenue and that portion of Chestnut Avenue that abuts these parcels, the village property, with a mixed-use development to include 36 residential units, including 9 affordable units as defined by the Illinois Housing Development Authority, a coffee shop, microbrewery, private banquet room, restaurant and cafe or bar, called the development. The village board approved an economic incentive agreement for the development of a 24-unit mixed development on the village property by the developer on February 28, 2023, under ordinance 23-03, but due to modifications to the project design and timeline, the agreement was not executed. The developer is presented, and the village has verified that the development is not financially feasible and cannot be constructed as proposed without village assistance. The developer submitted a TIF application demonstrating that financial assistance is necessary for the development to generate a reasonable rate of return. The application was reviewed by Kane McKenna and Associates, who determined that the level of TIF assistance to be provided by the village is reasonable. The total project cost for the development is estimated to be $14.7 million. The developer and village staff negotiated an economic incentive and tax increment allocation financing develop agreement, a copy of which is attached to the ordinance as Exhibit A. The agreement provides the village will sell the property to the owner for $1 million, subject to a note and mortgage for the full purchase price to be held by the village. The owner and developer will develop, construct, operate, and maintain the development as approved pursuant to Ordinance 23-24. Upon completion of the development, including the 9 affordable housing units, the village will reimburse the owner and developer for up to $1.8 million in TIF-eligible expenses. Any Illinois affordable housing tax credit received by the village relating to the development shall be donated to the developer, and the owner's note to the village shall be forgiven at a rate of 75% of the village's share of state and local sales tax generated by the development. The village TIF assistance accounts for approximately 12.24% of the total development costs. This ordinance will approve the agreement and authorize the expenditure of TIF funds for this project. That is a first read, so no action tonight. And Steve, I also had the pleasure of learning from you on the Planning and Zoning Board, and I thank you so much for your years of service, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. Thank you. End of my report.
Thank you very much. Any other business brought before the board tonight? Presentation of warrants, Trustee Khan.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to present a warrant register for November 28, 2023 in the amount of $185,150 with 30 cents, and I am hereby make a motion to approve the warrant register as presented tonight.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Khan, second by Trustee Minks to approve the warrants at $185, $150, and 30 cents. Any discussion, question, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill? Trustee Travis?
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented, 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Residents' comments? Hearing none. Just need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Thill to adjourn our meeting at 7:53.